for Santiago this evening. A great ride.
Yeah, he knew exactly where his horse needed to be. I think the horse may have rubbed one or two, a couple of times, but jumped really well, jumped around everything, and a good solid performance.
Back to back, Santiago and this man. I don't think anyone knows this venue better than the two of them. No one certainly has won more than they have. And this is Aaron Vale. His first ride of the evening is the 10-year-old warm blood gelding by Centadel. This is Obi-Wan. This is a horse that Aaron has kind of been bringing up through the national ranks over the past couple of years. They just debuted at the international level in February. Nice finish already this week in yesterday's power and speed class. Also a nice finish at Devon. Another really competitive horse for Aaron. Actually, they've only ever finished out of the money twice in 11 international starts. But this, just their second try at the meter 50 height.
Aaron, there's a little rub over the green oxer. Had to press a little bit and just rubbed it, but it stayed up, and he got away with just the right amount. Jumped the triple bar great. Yeah, he got there settling to the pink. That was well ridden. And he rode that nicely. Those little optical illusion Coca-Cola bottle rails. Oof, almost looked like it was going to get flat, but didn't.
Great adjustment there to the oxer.
Goes in easy, helped to be. Well ridden.
Horse looks like he's just right in his hand.
Yeah, right between his hand and his leg. Great job by Aaron.
Absolutely marched around there. You'd never know that this horse doesn't have a whole lot of experience at this height. They'll add their names very quickly to that jump-off list. Back-to-back clears for the two men that know and have won at this venue more than anyone else, Santiago Lambre and now Aaron Vale.
You know, Aaron does just a great job putting his, the horse between his hand and his leg. He's got enough leg, enough hand, so he's just placing the horse perfectly so you can get everything out of the horse that's possible.
Another for the USA will welcome in now Phoebe Lang. This is DSP Cool Hill, 12-year-old gelding by Korlenski. This horse, actually the former mount of world champion Simone Blum, has campaigned up to the 5-star level, but just stepping up to the international level this year for the partnership.
Nice pace to one. Ooh. It's a little close, got a little stiff through the bridle and just had the first part of the 5.
Looks like she's not loving where her rideability is at. And she's going to bypass there the middle of that round. Looks like they're going to elect to retire.
Yeah, it's just, she probably just felt something. Sometimes when you have that early rail, it's a little disheartening. And maybe she just didn't feel that the horse was going to have one of its better days, so electing to save the horse for future.
And when you have a horse that has experience, you don't need to train that much, and you're going to just save the jumps for another day.
Yes, and it's like I said, it's dusk and it's close to 100. Right?
It's warm.
Yeah, it's very warm out there.
Sitting on 4 clears at the moment, Kristen Vanderveen, Natalie Dean, Santiago Lambre, and Aaron Vale. 3 for the USA, 1 for Brazil. As we'll welcome in now the rider for Argentina. Luis Pedro Biraben and Chaco Bumpy join us next. 12-year-old Oldenburg mare by Chaco Blue. These these two can definitely be contenders. They have a lot of success at the level. Very quick should they advance to the jump off.
Yeah, Luis himself has a lot of experience, a lot of background, and this horse I've seen in a lot of major competitions lately. Who rubbed it behind. That might be just what he needs for the rest of the course. Just got there, just wasn't the smoothest entrance, and just looked a little bit out of sync, and just got a little bit handsy there, and the horse got a little bit, and just got under that 4 early.
That's a challenging line early on. That's a big wide oxer off of a short turn, and the line gets steady. Really a rideability test, and getting across that first fence and then coming back for the vertical out.
He stuck off the ground there a little bit.
That oxer does have a water tray.
Just looks less rideable than in the past. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen these two do such amazing things, and I just think it just looked like the horse was a little agitated through the bridle early, and it just never quite got as smooth as it normally is.
Tonight they will finish on a score of 8.
You know, it's hard to say how a course really rides when you watch some of these great riders go and make it look so easy. I think that horse normally would play with this course, but it just early on just looked like it just got a little funny through the bridle.
Peter Pechnig of Austria next in the ring with a 13-year-old Dutch-bred mare by numero uno. This is Annabelle. Really enjoyed watching this horse last week. Former ride of Eduardo Meneses. Has won here before.
Yeah, an exceptional horse, and he was one that went around the course like it was nothing last week, and almost looked like he might have time faults, but was under easily.
He just has this bouncy canter and looks like the rhythm never changes. It's just the same canter and just seems to float over the jumps.
Yeah, just jumps it easy. Another one completely capable of the 5 stars. Peter, another one of those riders that's out there teaching a lot, you know, out there in the trenches with the low junior jumpers, the children's jumpers. So he's had a long day.
Rail's starting to fall a little bit. He's not liking how things are going, and he's going to elect to retire here. Again, another horse that is super experienced, doesn't need this lesson, and he's going to save those jumps for another day. Still absolutely love that horse.
Yeah, I mean, last week was an exceptional week. This week, you know, you never know exactly how it's going to play, and it just wasn't this horse's night.
Taylor Cain will join us next. Back to the USA we go. Here's the 12-year-old Hanoverian mare by Silvio. This is SHUTTERGOLD.
Yeah, Taylor Cain, one of those up-and-coming riders. Jeff Case trains her, and they do a great job getting their horses into the ring and getting a lot of good rides for Taylor. You know, I think she's got incredible talent. I think she's going to be really super. She just needs to get into these rings and jump these big jumps, and I think she'll be a force in the future for sure.
Getting that mileage here with international competition. She said she might have left this horse a little bit too fresh last week. So doing a little bit more work to get prepared. See if she has a little bit more rideability on her side this evening.
Yeah,
looking nice here early on.
Yeah, I liked how she did that a little bend in the line. Another well-ridden line.
She does such a good job with her body there. Oh.
Yeah, she rode it well. You know, she sat down there, jumped into the oxer well. The horse just couldn't get back in time, but she's going now for a quicker. 4 faults, but now 8.
Certainly had the right idea. Just getting a little bit strung out now through that line.
Yeah, the score doesn't indicate the ride.
I was literally just going to say the exact same thing.
Again, you know, I like the way she sits. She has got good form. She's got the horse off her hand. You know, it's these are big horses, and you know, it's tough. But she's the type of rider that just needs to keep plugging at it, and keep waiting for that next horse that comes along that's gonna be the absolute superstar.
You see such a range of riders and combinations when it comes to experience level in these sort of classes. Another young rider in the ring now, just 20 years old, training with the West Coast-based Harley Brown. Here is Sophia Siegel and the 12-year-old Swedish warm-blood mare, A Girl.
Sophia is a very tall rider. But she rides very smooth, but a tall girl.
That takes a lot of body control.
Yes, nicely ridden there. Good job there. A little bit of leg across the green oxer and then rode nicely in the 4. Good triple bar. Very well ridden.
Great ride.
Yeah, got down the 8, settled to the oxer, the pink oxer going in, curled around the vertical.
Oh.
Oh, stayed up, I think.
Walks the 7. Come on, Sophia. Big effort there. Almost home, and she's good on time. And she's clear.
Great.
What a day. What a night for Sophia Siegel. She will add her name, just 20 years old, to that jump off, and she earned that.
Yeah, super ride. Got a little bit deep maybe to the skinny, and just a little bit of a hind rub curling around it, but she rode it very, very well and did a great job and managed that clean round.
And that brings our jump off field to 5 as we welcome in the Lebanese rider, Jad Dana. This is Fleur de Lis Cherie, 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Clarimo. Jumped a super round in our welcome Prix earlier in the week on Thursday, seeing if they can replicate that effort tonight. Jad's been a super partner for this mare, really stepped her up to the international level. They've been getting more and more consistent. Mare has lovely style, quick, and Jad's a very fast rider as well.
Yeah, nice, quick, careful type. Has to move a little bit more for the distances, but plenty of scope behind that canter.
That line rides right on for this stride.
Good jump there. Flattened out a little bit over B, but kept it up and Going strong now to the skinny.
And you could see he felt that. He takes his
Yes.
time a little bit more in the corner to try to avoid that. I thought he did the absolute right thing. Just catches up with it a little bit at the skinny.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to collect the horse, getting it back a little bit, getting it a little more under control, and it just didn't get the right ability before the skinny.
Reaches there to the final fence, 73.69 seconds. They'll move into the top 10 for the time being on that 4-fault score. But I think that's a combination you see getting more and more confident at the level. He really did his homework. He felt everything that the horse was telling him. And that's going to be a combination on the rise.
Yeah, he tried to pull it off. I think you were right. He stayed out to the skinny and tried to make the horse just chill out a little bit so he wouldn't take him through it, and he just couldn't get him back. And the skinny jump doesn't hold the horses off the way some of the more imposing jumps do. So it takes a very careful horse to jump around those, especially late in the course.
You've got so much filler and all these crazy standards and hedges and these beautiful planks, and then it almost just seems, unassuming. Very nonchalant, that skinny fence. Todd Minicus, though, very experienced with this horse. He's seen it before. Riding for the USA, bringing forward Amex Zed, the 13-year-old Zangerscheid mare.
And I think Todd had the fastest 4-fault round, could have won the welcome the other night.
Very, very quick combination. We'll hope to be now a fast 4-faulter here tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely putting the pedal down.
Almost looked as if the horse was falling a little bit to the left.
Yeah, when you have an early rail, then sometimes you try to make it up to be a fast 4-faulter, and it just things come apart. But you got to give it a shot, because that's the only way you're going to get a ribbon once you have an early rail.
Just not their night tonight. Rails piling up there late, but that a very accomplished and experienced pair, proving to be a tough track tonight. Expect no less from Alan Wade. They'll finish tonight on 24.
Yeah, it's. I think Alan Wade's done a good job, because when you walk this course, it didn't look like, oh my God, it was going to be super difficult, but it just has its way of just having rails that a number of different obstacles and not just one.
And that is the mark of a good course designer. Will Simpson, he'll be next to try to crack the code to this track, bringing forward 13-year-old Choco P.
Yeah, Will Simpson, another experienced Olympian, has been everywhere, was in decades in California and now come over here. Great addition to our horse show community here on the East Coast.
40 years he spent in California.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If you picked up and moved to the West Coast after 40 years here, I would cry.
Yep.
This horse is massive. 18 hands.
Very scopy.
Not a big lumbering type. Very hot, very athletic.
Yeah, you got to sit chilly on this horse, let it come back, pick the right spot, and then keep the right arc over A, good ride to B. Really got the horse together. Great ride there.
Will's had the ride on this horse for 5 years now, and you can just tell he knows the horse inside and out. He's really figured out the best way to ride him.
He stayed off that very well, being patient. This will be a test. Good, good. Great round.
Super clear effort for Will Simpson and Choco P. They are ones to watch in the jump off. 73.42 seconds the time.
Yeah, that horse does not look easy, and we've watched it the last few weeks here, and he's had to work on it, but you can tell everything came together on this night, and he looked much better, just easier to ride, and jumped around everything. I thought the horse looked great.
Kristen van der Veen, our very first clear round of the evening. Can she bookend the night with another clear aboard her long-time mount, Bull Run's Faustino de Tilly? 17-year-old Belgian-bred stallion by Berlin, went to the 2018 World Cup Finals. Tremendous partnership with this horse.
Yeah, this is the kind of horse, if you can go back into time and pick a few horses who you'd want on your roster, this is one of them. This is a great, great, great combination, a great horse.
I actually need to look up the number of ranking class wins that this horse has, because I believe it's more than 30.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean,
I'll take the blame for that one.
Yeah, you definitely jinxed her. He's jumped a lot of classes, but he's been such a slick horse. Yeah, she's going to call it a night.
She tried to be a quick four-faulter, really efficient back to that skinny, but it will fall. She's going to elect to retire. Frosty doesn't need to do any more tonight. We'll save him for another evening. We'll still see Kristen back. Again, she will return first in that jump off with Bull Run's Risen.
Yeah, you got to, once you have a rail, you got to take the chance to at least be a high-placed four-faulter. But, once you have a second rail, then it's just for experience. And a horse with that much experience, you don't really need it.
Natalie Dean has already jumped one clear round this evening. Her second ride is the 11-year-old mare by Kashmir van Schuttershoff. This is KAMILLA D.
I think Natalie probably ran upstairs, did a couple of Pilates moves, and then came back down just to get herself ready for the second round, right?
Such a committed athlete. Super round aboard Chance St. Hermel. This one a little bit less experienced than that mare, but they had a really nice finish at the 4-star level in Wellington earlier this year. Top 10 at Miami on the beach for the Global Champions Tour. A really top contender at meter 45, and now just stepping up to this meter 50 level. Great opportunity to do so.
Yeah, such a scopy quality horse. Oh, I jinxed that. Horse just went up a little bit and then just, I don't know if didn't measure the width, and then almost did a little bicycle.
Natalie has been very busy at this show. The whole team at Alonfurter Stables, they've had young horses up from 120 to 140. They've taken wins and podium placings in nearly every division here. And just they are taking full advantage of the opportunity to use this venue to develop horses. And that's what they're doing exactly with this mare here tonight.
Yeah, it's such a good place to teach every type of horses. I mean, riding in those indoors rings is like luxury.
Going to be a score of 16 tonight for Natalie and KAMILLA D. Again, this one really just finding her footing at the meter 50 height. Great experience. Natalie still will be back for that jump off with Chance St. Hermel.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of her very good horses for the future. Just needs to get into these rings and do some more of these classes. It's going to be a good, solid horse for her.
Feels like we just saw Aaron Vale produce a clear round with Obi-Wan. He brings forward now one that's more experienced. Here is Prescott, who was absolutely super last week. 10-year-old gelding by Lord Danos. They took last week's Welcome Prix victory, and Aaron, absolutely a competitor. I can't count him out, really, no matter who he's on. He seems to just thrive in this arena.
Easily over the first three. Took his leg off a little, let the horse curl around. Good ride over the triple bar. I believe he added one. Did he do 9 to that pink? Not sure.
Skinny catching up with him tonight.
It's hard getting across these oxers and having that gray Skinny just sort of into the crowd a little bit. They can get their eyes past it.
Still a masterful ride from Aaron Vale. Just the one down. Again, we will still see him in that jump off aboard Obi-Wan. With Prescott tonight, a score of 72.81 seconds. For the time being, that will move him into the top 10. Currently the fastest for falter, that's Evan Coluccio and Egalini, 72.12 seconds. One for New Zealand next in the ring. This is Sian Wardley aboard Valentine Car. 13-year-old gelding by son of Juan Carr. One brought up by Fernando Cardenas, having some nice showings earlier this year at Tryon.
Yeah, Sian, one of those very experienced Olympic veterans. Great to watch, great guy again, and it's so super having all these people here and showing us how to ride these courses. And of course he trained the winner last week.
Yeah, working with Lauren, and they have quite a few students as well. Actually chatted with Lauren earlier today, and she said, I have 3 students in this next class. Can we do it in between the rounds? And that's how busy these professionals are. And you know that. You're just going from ring to ring all day. And I actually found it, really interesting to listen to you talk to the young professional at Castlewood earlier, and Annie Bowling, after she came out of the ring earlier this week. And you talked to her about being able mentally to take that time for yourself when you're on the horse versus then gearing up to train students. And what is that process like?
It's a very difficult thing when you're training a lot of different people. You have to put all the other rounds and horses and the other courses out of your brain while you're in the course, and take that time for yourself. Do your job, and then when you're done, then you can think about your students.
Just one down for this combination here tonight. Valentine Carr and Sian Wardley, 72.75 seconds. Again, a score of 4. That 10th place position changing hands quickly here in some of those quicker 4-fault ranges. Last week we saw that very careful double of verticals that fell quite often, and it appears that this week it's going to be that Lugano Diamonds skinny upright.
Yeah, I think it's a gray rail. It's not impressive or anything at all, and it sort of faced into that little bit of the crowd against the white background, and it just can sort of blend in, and they just don't give it the. It doesn't back them off the way you would hope.
And Preview providing live course data tonight. That skinny has fallen more than any other fence on course. It's come down 8 times and accounted for 19.05% of the rails tonight. as we welcome back Richard Spooner. This is Kirado RC, another veteran ride, 13-year-old American Holsteiner by Kinar Zed. Saw this horse at the 2019 Nations Cup Finals and just getting down that early line a bit easily.
Yeah, that was a shame. You know, the way Richard rides and stuff, it's all so smooth, and you don't like it to be disrupted by a rail, because it was, you know, it could go either way, and it didn't have to fall, and it just got a little bit unlucky, but it was a great ride nonetheless. You know, for the younger riders, Richard, I believe, was second in both equitation finals. You know, you don't really think of him as having done, you know, equitation in the past, but, you know, such a consummate Grand Prix rider. He almost won 2 of them, those finals way back.
Well, his position is certainly strong and is such a natural feel.
Yeah.
And talk about efficiency in his track. They don't call him the master of faster for nothing. Fortunately, we won't get to see him in the jump off tonight, but a solid performance there, just the one down at this vertical.
Yeah, such a smooth rider. That was just a little unlucky.
Santiago Lambre bringing forward his second ride of the evening. This is the 15-year-old Oldenburg Stallion, another by Chaco Blue. This is Chaco Blue 2. This is a stupendous horse. They were very unlucky last week. See if they can turn those fortunes around and see if Santiago can bring forward 2 in this upcoming jump off. I mean, right at fence 1, you just see the quality of this horse.
Yes, great, you know, perfect jump, perfect front end, curled around it. Loved it. Nice big release, following this horse over the top. You know, these good riders change their ride according to how the horses jump, and he's just giving him all the freedom over the top of the jump. This horse jumps very round and tries. You know, not the easiest to manage that big stride, you know, but he does such a good job fitting it in with this huge strided horse. Gives him such a good jumping effort.
And lined him up perfectly for that skinny. Has to kind of react there in the line. Little bit of a stumble now, regroup for this triple combination. Should be just a masterclass for this horse. Yeah.
Are we close on time?
Yes. Always going to be over.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, at least he got under the 4 faults, but, you know, that horse spends such time in the air, you know, curling, jumping, you know, a foot over, takes his time creating a great jump, and, you know, you just get caught up in trying to be careful around the corners and set him up correctly. Just all of a sudden the time slips away.
And it's such a joy to watch. You lose time just watching them.
Yeah.
Just an absolute masterclass of style, that horse. Unfortunately, 3 on the clock will keep them from the jump off, but still Santiago in with a chance with Pampero as we approach our final 3 this evening.
Yeah, at least Santiago still has a chance for a decent ribbon. He's in 7th now. You know, we'll see how many can go clean, but it's a shame, because when a horse jumps that well, you
deserves to go clean.
Yeah, you'd like to reward them with a clean round, but it was you take away the clock, that was perfect.
How many times I've said that?
Yes. Yes.
Evan Coluccio back in the ring. He is currently the fastest 4-faulter. Can he make his way into the jump off? This is Valdez Zed, 9-year-old Zangerscheid gelding by Vigo da Sul.
Yeah, this horse is one of my picks. It just, since I saw it the first time go around at in Wellington during one of the WEF horse shows, I was like, this horse is incredible. Just scope, be careful. I think he'll definitely get into the 5 stars at some point. if not this year, next season.
It's hard to believe this horse is just 9 either.
Yeah.
I mean, it has such poise. This is going to be a super horse. They caught my eye at Upperville. Really almost took a win there. Was very quick.
And he's been in every single class. And did he end up second on this one on Thursday? I think he did.
He was, yeah. He just missed it. He was second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fast, it's careful, it's scopy.
It took only Kristen Vanderveen to beat him.
Yes. Rubbed a little bit out on B there, but that might just be plenty.
His position there, way in the back of the tack, so strong through his upper body. Super ride. Oh. Horse wants to go a little to the right.
Yeah, got a little hollow there. Ended up good.
And there's his clear round, 75.75 seconds, and that puts us on clear round number 7. Evan Coluccio, he'll have a great position as well coming back for that shortened track with Valdez Zed.
Yeah, that's a super horse. I think there's going to be a lot of people asking about that horse because it's a good horse for anyone's string, and I'm real happy for Evan that he has that type of horse.
So this should be our last of the first round. Natalie Leibovitz riding for Israel. This is Verveen, 13-year-old self-rancé mare by Olala de Bousset. Experience combination. They've jumped up to the 5-star level. Unquestionably Natalie's top mount. So we will see either a jump off of 7 or 8. And it will be 7.
Yeah. Just dragged a little bit underneath that red jump.
Looks like the horse just wants to take over a little bit.
Yeah.
Gonna take their time now to this skinny. Nicely done.
They did the 8. We didn't see many 8s. But plenty of scope over B there.
Gonna have to think about the time a little bit. They should be just over. It's gonna be a score of 9, 77.83 seconds for Natalie Leibovitz and Verveen.
But still a good, solid performance, and that's gonna help her carry into the future.
Big summer ahead and a big jump off ahead. We will move forward to our shortened course in just a few moments. Here's a look at the leaderboard and who will be returning for this jump off. Kristen Vanderveen will lead us off with Bull Run's Risen. We'll see the U25 rider Natalie Dean and Chance St. Hermel. Santiago Lambre, he'll be back with Pampero, as will Aaron Vale and Obi-Wan. The 20-year-old Sophia Siegel will get a chance at the jump off aboard A-Girl. We'll see Will Simpson and the very fast Choco P. And then last to go in this jump off, Evan Coluccio will know exactly what he needs to do to take a win tonight with Valdez Zed in this $140,000 CSI 3-star Coca-Cola Grand Prix. Catie Staszak here alongside me, Alan Korotkin. Thanks for tuning in at home on clipmyhorse.tv. We're going to take a quick break for arena maintenance and setting for this jump off, and we'll be back with a preview very soon.